Now, for all my people trying to break into cybersecurity, I know a lot of times people have the question of if they should start out in IT support before getting into cybersecurity. And my answer to this is it depends, okay? If you're a teenager, 18, 19, 20 years old, you still live with your parents, don't even worry about IT support unless you're just trying to get a job, to learn and kind of get the feel of actually working in IT or information technology, right? And having some kind of computer IT job to put on your resume, right? What I would focus on if I was young, 18, 19, 20, just getting into college for cybersecurity is internships. Just focus on getting actual cybersecurity internships, right? That would be one of the best ways to get in. You don't have no bills to pay. You live with your parents. So looking for internships and making sure that it's cybersecurity based, all of this is experience that's going to be put on your resume. And some of those jobs or some of those companies that have those internships, they're open to taking interns and moving them up into actual real roles. And some of those companies, they pay you for the internships. So if you don't have any bills to pay, you're not really worried too much of the amount they're paying you when you first start, because this is an internship. But the fact that they even paying you any money is good. You could pay your phone bills, you could buy games for your PlayStation, you could do whatever, right? So you have that ability. So everyone out here, I hope this video gets to young people out here. If you're living with your parents and they're willing to allow you to stay with them, right? Or you live on campus, right? Or something. Get into internships for the career path that you're trying to get into as soon as you can. Okay? You're going to get that experience as soon as possible. Okay? And like I said, if it's a company that's willing to move you up from an intern role to an actual level 1 role, and then level 2, and then level 3, and so on and so forth, then guess what? You just hit the jackpot, right? Because in reality, that's what you want to do. You're in school for cybersecurity. You want to get the cybersecurity job eventually, and you able to get there. So with that being said, this is for the younger folks. All right. Now, if you're a person that has a family, you have a house, cars, bills, you need money, then getting an IT support job would be probably the best option you have, especially in these times, because the job market is very competitive. It's very hard to just break into cybersecurity straight out with no job experience. All you have is certifications and a degree probably, so it's pretty hard. So the best option for you is finding a company that has cybersecurity roles, but they also have IT roles. And IT support, as most people know, IT support, help desk, probably the easiest roles to get in. Now, if you're a grown up, you just made a career change, career switch, and you're trying to break into cybersecurity, then being an IT support specialist, desktop support, something of that nature, help desk, might be the best option you have. But the thing is, you have to make sure you get in this IT support role in a company that has a cybersecurity position, right? So that's where you have to think. You got to do some research on the company that you're trying to get a job with. Okay, they have an IT support role, but do they have a cybersecurity team? Because your ultimate goal is to make it from the IT support to cybersecurity. The only way you're going to do that is if you work for a company that has the team. Because if you work an IT support job for a company that does not have a cybersecurity team, you're going to have to still put in a resume for jobs with other companies, right? And you still don't have cybersecurity experience, right? Not because you work an IT job means you have cybersecurity experience. You still don't have the experience that they're looking for to hire for these cybersecurity roles. But if you work for a company and you prove yourself, the fact that you already know how the company run things, you know the systems, you know everything about the company, right? You already build a rapport with the different people in the team, and you probably went to the cybersecurity leads and you spoke to them and let them know that you're interested on making it on the team. And whenever you don't have that much tickets, you start to reach out to them like, hey, I don't have that much tickets today. I was wondering if there's something I can help you with. And then they're like, you know what? I actually do have some things that I want you to help with. And then it start to get to that point where y'all like, okay, every time they need a little help or hand, you might pop up in their brain like, oh, you know what, let me call John real quick, see if he could help us. And then because you showed that initiative and you showed them that interest, you're able to move on to the team. Because like I said, you know everything about the company already, you're already helping them, so it's easy to just switch you into the role. The hardest part for people that are grown and have jobs and stuff is getting, to me, the hardest thing for people who have jobs and stuff is, to me, the hardest thing for grown-ups is the internship part. Because if you get an internship that's not paying you that much money, you can't pay your bills, can't take care of your family. If you get an internship that isn't paying any money, then you're definitely not going to be able to pay your bills, you know? So the best thing to do is you have to find a job that actually paying good, right? So that's where I stand on that opinion. You know, now there are people that are grown that have made it through internships, and there are young people that have made it through IT support. Yes, of course. But I'm saying I think the best option for younger folks is to stay with their parents if their parents already letting them stay with them. Because most parents, once you go into college, they don't care. They're like, oh yeah, he's killing it. He's doing what he's supposed to do. He graduated. You know, you got a place to stay. You're not paying any bills really, right? Maybe your phone or something. So getting an internship is like the best thing ever. And then for people who actually have bills, they need to get some kind of experience. And I know most people might be like, okay, can I just work a regular job that doesn't have anything to do with IT? I mean, depends on the money, you know, because once you have bills to pay, you have a family to take care of, you know, a lot of times certain things is out the picture. You just thinking about where can I make the most money, you know? So if a job that doesn't have anything to do with IT, you making more money than an IT support specialist, hey, you know, you could just go ahead, go to school, build your portfolio up, do a lot of projects, and just spend however long searching for a job until something clicks. But if not, then getting an IT support specialist job is probably one of the best things that you could do, you know? And in that way, you're able to make money to support your family, but then you also able to make sure that, hey, I can move up in this company. I already did my research. I already saw that this company has a cybersecurity team, so I'm able to move up. And you might be there and get interested into other roles like, hey, I want to do networking. I want to be a sysadmin, you know, and that will even heighten your chance even more because you started off as IT support, then you moved into sysadmin or networking or something, and you just kept climbing, you know, just kept climbing, kept moving up. So eventually moving you to the cybersecurity team is like a no-brainer, you know the company like the back of your hand now. So moving around in that company should be pretty simple and easy for you, you know, with time and patience and opening, you know, because a lot of times someone has to lose their job for you to get a job. Someone has to leave the company for you to get a job. So you're not hoping no one loses their job. You're more or less hoping someone gets a better opportunity somewhere else and opens up a door for you to, you know, go in and show yourself and accomplish that goal that you was trying to accomplish. All right. So that's my opinion on it. Guys, if you have any opinions on this specific matter, comment down below. Maybe you might be able to bring a different perspective to me because I would love to hear what everyone has to say. So again, comment down below and I'll see y'all in the next video.